Hey guys, and welcome back to Recruitable University. My name is Ahmed, and on today's recruitment program, we are on module number 1. So far, we've covered what a recruitment agency is. Now we're going to go through, is recruitment a saturated market? So if we go into the recruitment market value in the UK alone, it's valued at £41.3 billion. That's £41.3 billion. So you can imagine recruitment is a huge industry in the UK alone. And we look deeper into the recruitment industry in the UK. 33.9, that's 82% of that alone is temp staffing. Temp staffing is when a client needs a short-term cover, whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whether it's 6 months, it can be even as long as a year or two. And they are just looking for a temp staff which is not on their books. So the recruitment agency will be responsible for the payment, generally speaking, for the payment of that temp staff. And that alone consists of 82% of the market value of the recruitment agency. So in the UK alone, £33.9 billion is spent on temp staffing. So if you wanted to get into the temp industry, it's a huge industry, and there is plenty of money to be made. And if we look at the permanent side of things, so permanent staffing, which consists of £7.4 billion, that is a whopping 18%. 18% alone is spent on permanent staffing. And permanent staffing is when a client is looking for a permanent member of staff to join their team, where they are not looking for a contractor to or a temp staff to join them for a short-term basis, but they are looking for a longer term, so a permanent position. So 18% alone of the recruitment industry is spent on perm staffing. So you can imagine huge companies, whenever they need permanent staffing, they just reach out to recruitment agencies as they find it easier. And a lot of clients are using recruitment agencies, and a lot of candidates are using recruitment agencies. And as we mentioned previously, most recruitment agencies have a huge database of candidates. They've got a huge database of clients. Therefore, big organizations, they reach out to recruitment agencies in order to find their recruitment needs. And if we look at the market value of the recruitment industry in the USA, you can imagine how huge the USA is when it comes to recruitment. Well, if you ever was looking into getting into recruitment, UK honestly is a huge market, but the US is insane in terms of the market value. £201.7 billion is spent on recruitment agencies. So you can imagine how huge that slice of the cake is. So there is never a time where I would say to you, recruitment is a saturated market. There's too many people doing it. There is a lot of money that can be made in recruitment from recruitment agencies. There are so many clients reaching out to agencies who are unable to deliver. There are hundreds of thousands and thousands, or if not in the millions of vacancies out there, which have not been covered by any agencies. So there's plenty to go around. And I would say if you are ever looking into a particular country, the UK is a huge market, but the US also is an absolutely fantastic market when it comes to IT, when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to pharmaceutical, when it comes to healthcare, and when it comes to general care. There is such a market where it has high value. So it's something to definitely look out for. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it opened your eyes a little bit when it comes to the recruitment industry and how big this market is. And it's most definitely not a saturated market. I will see you on the next one.